welcome back to the channel, fool. Thanks for tapping in. So don't forget to share, like, and subscribe if you like videos like this.
Yeah, I'm nervous.
Oh, gosh.
And when you hear the banjos, you're done.
Something. Oh my God. Oh my God. I hope you can hear this. It sounds like gorillas fighting in the tree. They're breaking limbs bigger around than me. And the first time when I got up under them trying to figure out what it was, they started breaking limbs off and throwing them at me. That's bigger than me. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. What in Jesus' name is doing this? Oh my God, he just took half the tree down. Something, oh my God, oh my God. Oh, it's gotta be I don't even think a bear would have a chance in Hades and they're doing this just because they're mad. My God, look at the tree. He just freaking broke in half.
And this is exactly when you need those Forky Night Vision goggles.
今天教大家单手一镜到底做一个特效啊。首先，第一步，拔；第二步，挥；第三步，收。就是这么简单啊。
Could you imagine seeing this on the battlefield 1,000 years ago? Too many crazy people out there. Even the police don't want to deal with them anymore.
So how did you join the Illuminati?
I guess you don't listen, gang.
You don't.
I joined the Illuminati when I wrote Country Grabber. I was in. I got all the way in when I sacrificed my son. See, I don't know. Illuminati is just like knowing. Like, you don't even know where you at right now. Right? I asked you something, and you won't even be able to tell me the real answer. I said, oh, mama, like, you don't know. Is that phone in your hand solid?
Sure.
Nah, it's an atom. It's in your mind. See, you sleep right now. You don't even know. See, I know. And I can control the sleep. I can control the dream. You just sleep. That's what I'm on. Yeah, the phone the atom. You don't know what an atom is.
I know what an atom is.
All right, that's what I'm on. Yeah.
Do you regret sacrificing your son?
Why would I regret it when I can have two? Come on, gang. I got to get full. I don't want to come back here no more. He died, so I ain't got to die no more. Stop playing with me. Yeah. I ain't coming back when I die this time. That's why I got mama. He got to figure it out.
Soul Trap and Illuminati. When you know, you know.
Y'all, I am pretty sure I just saw the face of the devil himself. Watch this and tell me I'm wrong. This is one of the creepiest things I've ever even seen. And I've been looking at this stuff for a long time. Look at this. What's that? What is that? Her eyes literally turn like white, like opaque, like barely even see through. My goodness. And really quickly, I'm gonna warn y'all right here, you better stop watching Kim Kardashian's video. There's a reason that people are watching it and saying they could not sleep after. She's literally casting spells on you. And look at this, she made the video 4 minutes and 44 seconds. And out of all the people she could have had in it, she used him. Do you remember when he was telling the truth about a lot of things? Remember when the real him used to look like this? Because all the stuff that happened to him in his childhood, well again, 444, and him being 44 years old. Just like Jay-Z's 444. Anyways, I just want to give out a warning, there is heavy, heavy, heavy dark magic on this video.
And did you see that, fam?
Just sit out there. Oh, there you go.
That ain't a spotlight. Are you getting on the phone?
Yeah. Seems like they close too.
Yeah, it did. That was like a close business.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, that's crazy. That's wild.
And they're not going to stop. They're putting a good show up there.
Arizona, y'all. I don't know what's going on. Sorry for my language. What? I don't know what's going on. Look at all this stuff. You see this? The sky?
They're circling.
They're circling literally.
Something.
They are circling literally. They are circling literally. What is this? Somebody please tell me. I don't know what this is.
There's something at the bottom too.
And remember, a lithium fire burns at around 5,000 degrees, so pretty hot. Mermaid or something else?
There's a really famous mystery called the Dyatlov Pass, and it's about these hikers in the 50s, these 9 really experienced hikers who are going for their what's called their level 3 mountaineering test. And the way you pass your level 3, you have to map out this route. They use the Ural Mountains, so big snow-swept, like huge icy mountains. And so they brought cameras with them. They set off on this journey, and I think they reached the first checkpoint. I forget what it is, but they didn't make it to whatever second checkpoint or whatever it was. And there was a protocol for the people who were sort of sponsoring this test, where if they missed a checkpoint, there's like this big search that goes out to make sure they're okay. So they missed the checkpoint, this protocol is enacted, and not only are there pictures that we will get from the hikers, but there was cameras that came with the search crew. They follow the trail that they're supposed to be on. This is, again, there's no trees. It's just like the tundra. It's like ice and snow and mountains. And they come across this mountain off in the distance, and they see on the windswept side of the mountain, basically halfway up, are these tents that are just these like canvas tents. You can barely see them, but they're situated right in the middle of the slope, which is like strategically one of the worst places you can place these tents. So immediately they're thinking, 1, it has to be the hikers, because who else is out here right now? But 2, why in the world would these incredibly talented hikers, why would they ever pitch their tent there? This is the most hazardous part. The wind can whip you off. So they see these tents, they're in the wrong spot. They go up to the tents and the hikers aren't there. They're not in there. There's pictures of this too. The tents inside had stacks of clothing, neatly folded and placed in the corners, like they left their clothes behind. And the tents themselves were cut open, like with a knife, but somehow they deduced that they had been cut open, but from the inside. So presumably one or multiple of the mountaineers chose to cut open these tents in like negative 50-degree weather. And then there were all these prints in the snow that led down the mountain. And some of the prints were bare feet, some had 1 shoe and 1 barefoot. And it's all 9 of the hikers. They spotted these prints, and they follow the prints down the hill or the mountains, a big space, and they find this little crops of trees. And when they get to the trees, they find 3 of the hikers, and they're all deceased. And there's one who's basically almost naked, wrapped up on the ground. There's pictures of this. There's one who I believe was draped over one of the branches up in one of the trees, and then another one that was also on the ground as well. And there's these deep scratch marks in the tree, like gouges on the tree, as if some animal had been scratching at this tree. And all 3 of these hikers are deceased. There's more footprints that lead away from those 3 about a mile, kind of back in the direction the search party had come from. And there's this big snowdrift that created sort of like a snow cave underneath it. And the footprints lead into the snow cave where the other 6 hikers were, and they're all deceased as well. Except in there, the hikers had seemingly exchanged clothing, and they know this because the women were wearing men's clothing and vice versa. Some of their clothes had trace levels of radiation, and some of them had parts of their face removed, it looked like. Lips, nose, ears, it almost looked like surgical precision removal. They're all deceased, and one of the injuries, there was a person in there who their chest had basically been caved in, and it was deduced that the impact it would have taken, the impact would have been equivalent to like a speeding car smashing into it full speed. But there's no sign of anything that could have done this damage. And so they're all deceased. And so the Soviet government, they launched an investigation. And during this investigation, they discovered that there was a huge military exercise, a Russian military exercise taking place in the Ural Mountains, who had no idea about these hikers. They have no clue that the level 3 mountaineering test is going on. It's not even on their radar. And they're 15, 20 miles away. And one of their senior commanders, on the same night that it's believed the hikers all died and whatever happened to them happened, he began noticing all these strange lights in the sky over the Ural Mountains, going up and down and moving all around, to the point where he actually thought it was another country, a foreign country. Are they invading us? And he literally thought it was like an invasion of Russia. And he sent out messages to say, hey, what's happening over there? Having no idea that he was pointing to the one spot where these hikers were. So during this investigation, they discover that families are clamoring for information about their lost loved ones. Nobody has any idea what's going on. And suddenly the Soviet government says, we're going to shut this investigation down. All we know is that the 9 hikers who died from an unknown, unnatural force. Sealed.
One of the oldest unsolved mysteries. Madness of competitive gaming.
We have regular board meetings, board meetings, like around big board tables, and we're all gathered together, and two extraterrestrials come and they sit on one end, and we ask them questions, and they tell us what's been going on. So there is one fundamental aspect to working with the extraterrestrials. They absolutely insist that humans have to understand their composite nature, that the physical body is not who they are. The physical body is just nothing. It's like some clothing that you're wearing, and that you're actually inside that. This planet is being run as a prison by a group of extraterrestrials who they oppose. I call the ones that we work with the good guys, the good ETs, and the bad ones. They have written agreements with the United States government, and apparently a few other governments, to allow them to operate here on Earth, basically operating a huge, absolutely huge human trafficking operation. They're not interested in the gold or the minerals or the plant life. They want the people, and they want the beings that are inside the people, which are what we call isbes, someone who is for the purpose of being. Other people call it soul, spirit, which is just stupid, because they're trying to prove that they have a soul. And everybody in the universe says, what the heck are you talking about? You are the soul. Telling us you're your body is like telling us you're your shirt. And humans have been caught in this system. This is operating literally as a prison where people can't get out. When people die, they see the light. You've heard that story a zillion times. They get drawn to the light. It's like a really strong magnetic pull. And then when they get to the light, they're zapped with an electric bolt that's way more voltage than lightning. They're totally rattled. They lose their remote viewing capability, their telepathy capability. That's normal means of communication throughout the entire galaxy. And they lose that. And then an AI comes in. It's all computerized. An AI comes in and says, we've been talking about your case with the Council of Elders. You see the Council of Elders over there? Yeah, you're a very important person, the Council of Elders. And we think that, remember that argument you had with your son or daughter and your grandmother or whatever? We think there's a couple wrinkles in your personality you need to work on. Now, with no memory, been rattled, no telepathy, no remote viewing capability, you inevitably say, sounds good to me, and that cycles you back in the system. This is a psychological prison. It's not held with bars and cement and things like that in a physical prison that we have here. It's a psychological prison. So if the psychology is broken, the prison gets broken down. The good ETs, the ones that we work with, they consider everybody on Earth as their friends and relatives who were taken from them like zillions of years ago and placed here. This is also a repository for bad people. That's why we have so many crazy criminals that are perverts and things like that, violent people. Bad people get thrown here as well. But they also, because once you get in here, you can't get out, and it just keeps them out of the system. And so you also have the vast majority of everybody are just people who were, thrown here. Maybe they didn't pay their taxes. Maybe they did a wink to somebody's daughter, and it was a powerful bureaucrat. Maybe they, for whatever reason, they were political opponents. They were running in the guerrilla groups that were opposing the authoritarian groups. Whatever happened, they get put here, and it's a prison that sort of keeps everybody here. And because they don't have remote viewing or natural telepathic capabilities, they can't see out of it, and they don't know that. So the ETs that are up there, you've heard a zillion reports. Everybody who's interacted with an extraterrestrial, they all say the same thing. They speak telepathically. That's how they communicate. They do not use English. They do not move their mouth and have sounds come out and then listen to their ears. They all communicate perfectly well with telepathy. They worked with us for years. And again, they didn't want to put any focus on it. They didn't want it to be public because they had a lot of stuff to do with a lot of remote viewers. They had to teach us how to see them. They had to teach us how to be able to talk with them, how to be able to communicate, how to have board meetings, and we all pick up whatever they say. And then they had to develop the library. The advanced remote viewing procedures that were originally developed, they were originally started with the U.S. military, but the ones that we use now are like way different. They were the ones who guided us to develop those things.
So what do you guys think? Prison or school? Or is that the same? people will do anything for clout.
I'll let you in on a little something, but I'm not gonna drop names.
Okay.
But I'll never forget, these are black producers. A guy named Kevin Brown and Andre Brown. And he was later on 30 Rock, but they would come to us and they would tell us about vanity and losing your mind in Hollywood and be careful. And they came back from Hollywood to try and expand us. And they sat us down and they're like, you ain't gonna believe what we saw. They're like, what did you see? And they said, we saw so-and-so, huge name, so-and-so, huge name, and so-and-so, big name back in the day, chicken hawking at a party. And I went, what? See, you're white. I said, what's chicken hawking? Everyone like, he's white. He don't know chicken hawking. I said, what's chicken hawking? That's when you hanging out with boys that are transvestites. I went, what? What? See, now you telling stories. Now you telling stories.
Yeah.
But I never forgot that. 3 years later, this name, ping. Huh?
Busted chicken hawking.
I'm not gonna drop names. Kevin Brown. Don't ask me.
I see something right there too, that tan thing. But that thing right there, yeah, that shouldn't be there. That's not part of anybody's backyard stuff. It's not. That just. Look, there's a light in the tree right there. Y'all see it? Look, right there. Easy. Look at there. It's not a Christmas light, and it's not some kind of light back behind there. Oh, it went out. It went out. Look there. What the heck? Well, that was weird. I've never seen it do that before. Just go out like that. But it has a movement to it. It's not like it's moving around, but it's stationary, but it's just like, I don't know.
And that green light popping was just crazy.
There's something going on right now on kids' iPhones and everything they're watching on.
Yeah.
If they go on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, or any like reel system, fam, there's content. I don't know if have you seen the Minion AI content?
Minion AI? No, what the heck?
So there's a whole bunch of these Minion videos popping up on kids'
Like
For You
Despicable
pages.
Me Minion?
Yeah, Despicable Me Minions, right? Now, they're doing really, really weird stuff on camera. And you guys have to watch your kids. Try to see if this is on their phone.
Yeah.
But there's minions and it's AI generated, right? So they're like morphing into weird shapes. They're grabbing different things. But if you look really closely, they're doing, some of them, violent and terrible acts. Now check this out. Those AI generated videos, what they are is people took videos from the dark web of torture
and what?
Killing and all of these different murders, putting it into the AI generator, changing it into minions, and posting it for kids to watch.
What the?
Yeah, right now.
Yo.
So be careful if you guys see any of your little cousins, any like children that you know.
Yeah.
Be careful if they're watching that stuff, because subconsciously it's still the evil content, right? It's still
They're
violent.
They're sponge.
Yeah,
They're
it's still violent content. It's just changed up with the AI because people that are sick, like they were on the dark web, took these videos, threw it in the AI generator and make it like kid content. But it's not kid content.
Is that the Minion conspiracy?
Good morning, ma'am. Please state your name.
Brianna Alvelo.
At 22 years old, Brianna Alvelo could spend the rest of her life behind bars. She's accused of making a pizza delivery turn violent.
State believes that this is a punishable by life offense. There should be no bond set, and it should not be set for a pretrial detention hearing.
Osceola County Sheriff's Office says on Sunday evening, someone staying at the Rivera Motel in Kissimmee ordered pizza. Detectives claim Alvelo delivered the pizza to the person but she was not happy with her tip.
I do find that there is probable cause.
Investigators say Alvelo came back to the motel room, this time with a man who had a gun. They say the two of them forced their way into the room, and then Alvelo used a knife to stab the victim several times.
And I've never heard of nothing like that. I have 3 kids, but it's good to know because I'll always be aware.
The woman is also accused of stealing things from the room. She is facing charges of home invasion, attempted murder, kidnapping, and aggravated assault.
That goes to show you don't trust nobody, no matter where they are.
Deputies are looking for the armed man who was with Alvelo.
Those do remain in place.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you for that clarification. Thank you, Ms. Alvelo.
And he is so chill, no fear.
I was invited to do what I thought was a talk to like bankers or something at a resort. And instead of me going out on stage to do a talk, they brought these 5 guys into the green room who started peppering me with all these questions about the digital future, Bitcoin or Ethereum and augmented reality or virtual reality. I figured it was one of these things where it's just these 5 billionaires looking for, investment strategies from someone who's on the ground in the cyber revolution. And eventually they got around to the question of, Alaska or New Zealand. Right? So they wanted to know mainly how to prepare for the inevitable collapse of society. And the question we spent most of the time on was, how do I maintain control of my security force after the event? Because their money's going to be worthless and these guys will turn on them. And it just struck me that here are the wealthiest and most powerful men I've ever encountered, yet they feel utterly powerless to influence the digital future, that the best they can do is prepare for the inevitable collapse and, insulate themselves from the reality that they're creating by earning money in the way they're earning it. And it was sad, but it was indicative of the way these folks are thinking. The high-level billionaires, like the Elon Musks and Jeff Bezos, they want to get off the planet altogether, really just leave us behind. But the mid-level billionaires who can't afford rocket ships, they want to build, bunkers and secret communities and get robot guards and to protect themselves from the rest of us.
So they're getting prepared. How high you have to be to do this? Bro, watch too many Mission Impossible movies.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Беспилотник въебал, наверное. Это, МЧС, болгарки там сидели вот так все замвешено. Да, тут МЧС надо. МЧС надо. Давайте, лом, есть лом, монтировка. Летчик муст.
And you know what they say? Cameraman never dies.
I have a theory as to why Kim Kardashian posted this insanely bizarre video of her singing Santa Baby, and people are not going to be happy about this one. So Kim Kardashian gave everyone an early Christmas present and posted this video of her singing Santa Baby in a blonde wig crawling around a house. It's seriously one of the most bizarre videos I've watched on the internet, and that's saying a lot. There's Jesus opening the fridge, Kim crawling, and people fighting behind her. I'm shocked if you even made it to this part of the video. So after watching this, I obviously ran to the comments section. The cringe that stole Christmas. This is the weirdest thing I've seen. Girl, what the F is this? I'm a really weird bee and I'm trying to find the art in this, but I'm grasping. So why did Kim do this? Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you heard Kim Kardashian's name in the news? Not for a while, right? In my opinion, this was just a way to get people talking about her.
Is that a thirst trap? It's a wrap on this episode, fool. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to hit and smash the like button for me. Smash the subscribe button, be part of the family. Remember, stay woke, and I'll catch you next time.